After the capture of Prince Rhaegar, Lexia is worried that there is someone more powerful than Yuuya. On the other hand, Yuuya is thinking of the evil girl, who have proven to be much of a challenge to him. Later, Owen comes to inform them about Prince Rhaegar's trial, then he informs Yuuya that he is also invited to the hearing. In the throne room, the prince demands to be freed, and the king is extremely disappointed in him. His demands led to the tearing of his clothes, revealing all the scars and injuries on his body. When Prince Rhaegar notices the king and Lexia averted their eyes from him, he gets angry and reveals that he became like this because he got caught up in Lexia's magic when she lost control of it. The king tells him that his wounds should have healed by now, but Rhaegar continues blaming Lexia, as he got mad after being showered with her tremendous magical energy, which felt like a wave of insanity rushed into him, and the only way to suppress the urges of destruction he felt was to inflict it upon his own body. The king states that he was cursed, and it wasn't something that he could deal with. Rhaegar told him that he could have done better, rather than just isolating him, which made it harder for him to restrain his destructive impulses. Because of this, his existence was erased, and he wasn't even treated as a human. Yuuya remembers his past, which is the same as the prince's life experience. Rhaegar demands that they go on with the punishment, and kill him quickly. Yuuya asks for permission to speak, but the king asks him to stay out of this, since he is an outsider. Yuuya insists, saying that he only wants to try something out. He takes the cure-all medicine from his item box, and he makes the prince drink it by force. Suddenly, all his wounds and scars are healed, and return back to normal. Everyone is shocked from the effects of the medicine, and the prince walks to a mirror and is also shocked to see his scars disappeared. Yuuya states that this medicine is made from cure-all herb, then he sees how shocked everyone is, and remembers that this herb is very rare and hard to find. When the king thanks him for using something so rare to treat his son, he shocks him more by stating that he has a garden full of these herbs. The prince understands that this does not mean that he would avoid a death sentence. Then Lexia states that she forgives him for attempting to assassinate her, and she doesn't demand him to be punished. The king reminds her that he also tried to kill him too, then she demands him to forgive his son too. The king states that it isn't that simple, but after seeing how serious she is, he spares the prince's life, but seizes all his lands as punishment. Later on, the prince thanks Yuuya for saving him, and this eventually led to the discussion of Yuuya's reward. The prince suggests a suitable reward to the king, and that to award all the land seized from Rhaegar to Yuuya, and to be given the title Lord Knight. Later that night, while sleeping in the palace, he dreams of his encounter with the evil girl, and this scares the hell out of him. In the next day after school, he runs out in a haste immediately, ignoring everyone including Kaori. While running, he remembers the princess talking about being used by the evil girl while having no knowledge of her background. Yuuya hurries to train in the forest, accompanied by Knight and Akatsuki. He seems determined to fight against the vile girl, but while they train, Knight senses a presence, and they get attacked by the girl, as she had found them. Yuuya asks her why she is attacking them, and in response she states that he is a threat that could interfere with her plans of revenge. Then she launches a surprise attack on him, which he fortunately dodges. Meanwhile, Kaori arrives at Yuuya's door, and after getting no response, she decides to go in, since Yuuya forgot to close the door. She heads to the other world and then to the forest, despite knowing that there are monsters in the forest. She hears a loud noise in the distance, and it was from the intense battle between Yuuya and the evil girl. While Yuuya is trying to avoid the girl's strong attacks, he hears Kaori calling out his name. He wonders how she is here at this time, however he is focused on his opponent. Unfortunately, Yuuya gets trapped in a bad spot, and the girl attempts to finish him off. Just as she shoots the arrow at him, Master Usagi arrives and deflects the arrow. He apologizes for coming late, revealing that he was investigating the girl, and then calls her by her name, which is Yuti. Hearing this, the girl wonders how he knows her name, Then he reveals that she is the successor of the divine archer, who was slain by the humans, and she is doing this to avenge her master. He tells her that her master would have never wanted her to do this. She isn't interested in hearing what he say, and attacks them. Together with Night, Usagi delivers a delicate blow that immobilizes her for a moment. However, she channels the power of the vial, making her a powerful vial god. As she intends to attack them, suddenly Akatsuki gets out from under the stealth sheet and activates his holy skill. This skill cancels the effect of the power of the vial, which weakens the girl to the point that Yuuya can pull her power plug out. Before leaving, Master Usagi tells Yuuya that there is a divine creature that can fight against the vial, and apparently Akatsuki is one of them and is not a regular pig. He assures him that the girl won't be able to use the power of the vial again, and then he leaves Yuuya to deal with her. She eventually wakes up, and she is more calm and reasonable to talk with. On the other hand, Yuuya finally gets the chance to talk to Kaori. He tries telling her about his life in this new world, assuming she would see him differently, but she states that she sees him the same way as she has always seen him from the first day he saved her, and this leaves him speechless. Later on, Kaori got introduced to Princess Lexia and Luna, and they took a path together and became friends. On the other hand, Yuti went to Yuuya's world and enrolled in Yusei Academy, and every student was amazed at her beauty. And that's the end of the anime. Please tell me your opinion, and like the video. Take care, and stay tuned for the next anime recap.